Riktok has been waiting in the heat for far longer than he should have. His carapace is starting to cook his organs, but he has received his mission directly from the Hive Queen herself, and his prey leaves their protected area only during the day, presumably taking samples from the local flora. This savanna type of planet was the closest one to their hive that the hairless biped settled on. A small scout group consisting of 5 adult workers and a premature being, probably a young queen to start a new colony. The bipeds must have a lot of queens if they can risk sending one this early into the colonization process. Finally, his antennas pick up the pheromones his prey sends out, followed by the sound of stumbling as the biped is struggling to walk on the uneven terrain. Riktok clicks his mandibles amused as he looks down to the 6 legs he has. Slowly, the biped is walking in his direction, taking the same route every day. When it's close enough, Riktok pounces out of cover and on his prey's back, startling the creature to let out a loud scream as he immediately sticks his stinger into the being. His prey pathetically struggles for a bit until the paralyzing effect renders his prey immobile. With a second sting, he injects a slower working poison that will knock it out and keep it asleep for many planetary rotations. Riktok doesn't have the time for it to fully spread out. If he stays in the heat, his organs will receive permanent damage. His prey is also heated up to an unhealthy amount. As quickly as his 6 legs can carry him, he runs back to his refuge in a cold cave. He spends the last couple of days preparing a little tunnel in the side of the cave for his new arrival. With a quick bite into one of the being's limbs, he checks if he used enough poison, and if it has spread enough to stop his prey from waking up too early. Content with his results, he gently lays the biped into the far end of the cylindrical hole. Then, with a gentleness that only a brood mother should have, Riktok places a single lone egg into the hole, directly into the arms of the biped. When the scouts of his hive queen found out that they are neighbouring a new potential food source in the billions for their young, she immediately sent Riktok here with the mission to find out if they are suitable as nursery hosts. Now that the roughly baseball-sized egg is placed, he closes the entrance with rocks, gravel, and a bit of his nesting silk to make sure nothing can attack the precious egg while the new queen can chew herself out when she has grown strong and devoured the food provided. Riktok will not be there to see it happen. He will die on this planet as the heat outside is unbearable even during the night. The ship with which he came here is needed to cool the cave and record the growth in the brood chamber. With a click of his mandibles, he notes down his observations before leaving the cave forever. The hatchling will know what to do when it emerges. Many rotations later, Finn feels like his body is a cruel joke. He groans as life slowly returns to his aching limbs. Did he drink too much during the party he can't remember? He groans as he stretches his stiff arms and legs, pushing the weird thing he was hugging in his sleep away from him. Hold up, he's lying on stone? Finn pats the ground and surrounding walls and only feels cold and smooth stone under his fingers. Panic rises up in him faster than the enormous hunger that claws at his empty stomach. The wall at his head bends away when he pushes against it. Something is holding the loose sediment in place. Luckily, Finn hasn't lost his pocket knife, so with a bit of fumbling, as his fine motoric skills are still lacking, he cuts through the weird barrier. With the grace of a newborn deer, he crawls out of the hole and flops to the ground. Gods, he is so hungry. After devouring the muesli bar he still has in his pocket, he stumbles out of the cave. He will have to find his team, and he is going to absolutely tear their asses open if this is a cruel joke. The egg back in the cave. Cooked. Killed by the heat in the other one's veins. For that they will be forever known to the hive as the people with fire in their blood.